Okay, parents, okay? If you have kids and you're planning on enrolling them in school, in a public school or in a private school, whatever, this is for you. Okay, here's a little advice. Okay, don't take your kids to school unless you've educated them about resting faces. Okay, because this advice could save your kid from a childhood of being constantly bullied by the whole school. Teach your kids about the nice resting face, the one that's always smiling and always looking genuinely cute. Like, here's the thing, teach your kids about this face was like, this person, this person is nice until you take advantage of them. Don't take advantage of the smiling person. Just because they smile a lot and look genuinely kind does not necessarily mean they're pushovers. Next, teach your kids about the resting bitch face. Okay? Teach your kids about this ghetto, annoyed, angry face that just doesn't smile, just looks angry all the time. Until when you get to know them, they're the kindest people that you could ever meet. These people, these people should not be judged by the way they look. Pay attention to their actions. Third of all, and I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you this right now. This one is even the most important. This one is the most important. The popular girl face. The narcissistic, cocky, always laughing and giggling at nothing type of resting bitch face. Teach your kids about the popular kid face. Because I'm gonna tell you this. Teach your kids about this face because I'm gonna tell you this. These people with that face, with that popular kid face, hmm, like I'm gonna tell you this. These people are the nicest people of all. These people are the nicest people you could ever meet. All right, these people are the nicest people you could ever meet. And it's and I'm gonna tell you this: teach your kids, just because they look like they're roasting you doesn't mean they are. Because I'm gonna tell you this: when you come in contact with the popular kid, when you come in contact with the popular kid that be looking narcissistic and all that shit, when they talk to you, you can't tell if they were being nice to you or if they're roasting you because they always sound like they're looking at you with contempt. But I'm just telling you, that is not the case. The nicer you are, the meaner you look. The nicer you are, the most evil you look. Okay? And teach your kids, I don't care how you feel about this person. Don't bully them for the way they look. You mess with the popular kid, the whole school is going to mess with you. Especially when you refuse to understand them. Okay, I'm sorry. Teach your kids, teach your kids what a true mean girl is, a true mean kid is. They often look wide-eyed and starey. It takes them forever to blink. And it's like they always have something shitty to tell you. They don't be laughing all the time. They just look blank. They just look a little dozy. They sound a little dozy. And then they're just always being mean to you for no reason. They're always angry at you for no reason, like a Karen. Or if they're calm, They always say something insulting, intentionally insulting to you. Like, how do I say this? Watch Scott Pilgrim versus the World. In Scott Pilgrim versus the World, all the characters but Knives Chow is mean. Every character but Knives Chow is mean. But Knives Chow and Scott Pilgrim. Scott Pilgrim and Knives Chow are the only nice people in the movie. But the rest of the characters are mean. And you could look and their faces says they're mean. It takes them a long time. They don't blink. They just look like they just always got something mean to say. These people are like the example of what a mean girl is like. They don't look narcissistic. They don't even have much of a resting bitch face. They like the meaner you are, the more wide-eyed you look. The more emotionless you look like. And they rarely smile. They rarely smile. They don't smile calculate. They rarely smile. They rarely smirk. But here's the thing. Teach your kids about resting bitch faces. Like, here's the thing. Resting faces is what keeps us together. And it makes us feel like we got it together. It makes us feel like we got it together. It makes us feel normal despite whatever is going on in our heads. Teach your kids not to judge a book by its cover. Teach your kids not to judge a book by its cover because it could save them a whole lot of bullying. They could even have a good middle school life. They could have a good childhood. They could have a fully good childhood where the bullies are rare. Like the people, the Karens, the bullying will be rare. You don't have to, you will rarely have to deal with bullying. Please don't enroll your kids to school unless you teach your kids about these things. And especially about the narcissistic resting face. Because narcissistic resting face, they look evil. They're always laughing at nothing. They look like they laughing at you. They look like they scoffing at you when you talk to them. They look like they looking down on you. But that's just their face. And their face made them laugh like that. Like, I don't know what kind of science is that, but that happens. If I was a kid, I'm going to tell you this. If I was a kid with the knowledge I have now in school, I wouldn't have to deal with so much problems in school. I wouldn't have to be bullied so bad. I would have gotten along with the popular girl the first time I met them. And I mean, I would have been able to hang around them long amounts of times without worrying about if they roasted me or not. Teach your kids that if they're gonna hang around the popular girl, tell them to ask the popular girl questions so they can be more understanding. Why do you look so cocky? Why do you look so cocky? Why do you look like that? Like you sound nice, but you look mean. Like, why do you look like that? Popular girls are popular for a reason. And the reason why the whole school stood by their side is because they get them. They get the popular girl. They get the popular boy. It's just a lot of times the new kid refuses to understand them. That's why nobody really respects the new kid. Because the new kid can cause problems due to misunderstandings. Because they don't know much about the world. Because like they don't try to get shit sometimes. Oh, and most importantly, teach your kids that once they befriend the popular kid, keep their morals and don't start thinking that evil is good just because they are good people looking evil. Because when you are a fetus and then you see that there are good people looking evil, it can be confusing. It can mess you up. So all I'm gonna say is teach your kids, keep your morals. Don't judge a book by its cover. And trust me, your kid is gonna have a really good childhood. Okay, it probably work like 98. This works like at least like 98, 99% of the time. Please give your child this knowledge. All right. Teach your kids about the hot Cheeto girl. Teach your kids about the hot Cheeto girl. And teach your kid to not bully the hot Cheeto girl. Because the hot Cheeto girl is just setting people straight with these. Okay? They're not the bullies, they run the bullies. Don't take your kids to school without these advices.